Hello everyone. Today, Hathan will tell you a story about the amazing transformation of a king and the profound lesson he learned while living a humble life. The king of the frogs, King Algerd, was a monarch defined by his vanity and obsession with material wealth. His favorite possession was a single, flawless emerald set into his crown, which he valued far above the welfare of his people. One chilly morning, while counting his jewels, he rudely dismissed an old, ragged woman seeking a simple crust of bread. Unbeknownst to him, she was a powerful forest sorceress testing his kindness. Enraged by his cruelty, she pointed a gnarled finger at him and cursed him. "Since you value a stone over a soul, you shall wear the skin of the lowest creature." With a terrifying pop, King Algerd was instantly replaced by a small, olive-green frog. He landed with a wet plop into a bucket of mop water and was quickly swept out of the castle and into the royal swamp. Terrified and indignant, the former king tried to command the swamp creatures, but his powerful decrees came out as pathetic, squeaking croaks. He was forced to learn the hard, cold reality of life outside his velvet-lined walls. He had to forage for insects, avoid hungry herons, and sleep hidden among the reeds. His mind was still that of a haughty king, but his body was the most vulnerable creature in the marsh. Days turned into weeks. Algerd the frog slowly began to change. He had to rely on the community of frogs for survival. A wise ancient bullfrog named Grumph taught him to listen to the whispers of the wind and the subtle shifts in the water, things he had never noticed while distracted by his own reflection. He started defending the smaller tadpoles from snakes and sharing the best hunting spots. For the first time in his life, he began to feel needed, not for his title, but for his genuine helpfulness and courage. He felt a peace he had never known as a king. One afternoon, a young kitchen maid from the castle, a kind-hearted girl named Elara, came to the swamp to gather wild herbs. She spotted the strikingly dignified frog sitting on the lily pad. He didn't flee like the others. Instead, he looked at her with such deep, knowing sadness that she was moved. "Oh, poor little creature," she whispered, gently picking him up. "You look as though you carry the world's burdens." She placed a soft, innocent kiss on his brow, a gesture of pure, unadulterated compassion. The moment her lips touched his skin, a dazzling gold light enveloped the little frog. He felt his limbs stretch, his spine straighten, and his crown, the one he had hated being separated from, magically appeared on his head. He was King Algerd again, standing tall before the astonished maid. But he was fundamentally changed. The first thing he did was apologize to Elara for the kingdom's past neglect and promise her a better life. He returned to the castle and immediately used his power to serve his people, not his ego. He replaced the cruel laws with kind ones and tore the emerald from his crown, using the funds to build a hospital for the poor. He knew then that the greatest treasures are not found in vaults, but in the connections and kindness shared among living beings. The inspirational lesson: the true worth of a person is measured not by the height of their position or the size of their possessions, but by the depth of their empathy. Humility can be the strongest force for transformation, teaching us that to genuinely lead, we must first learn to serve. Thank you for watching the story. See you in the next video.